Can you not go a single video without wearing something green?
Nope.
It's so annoying.
Not for me. Ever since he appeared in Taken and showed that he possesses a right hook that can make jawbones an endangered species, Liam Neeson has appeared in a ton of movies where he does nothing but dole out haymaker after haymaker to anyone who gets in his goddamn way. This fact is why some audiences were more than a little disappointed when The Grey, a film in which Liam Neeson has to fend off a pack of wolves with his bare hands, didn't end with a montage of the ageing actor delivering endless elbow drops to lupine jugulars. Apparently though, footage of that exact scenario does exist, it's just that we're not allowed to see it. And if anyone's wondering, yes, this video contains spoilers.
Obviously.
We're talking about the fucking ending of the movie. So, for anyone who doesn't remember The Grey, or like me, have the film on DVD and watch it endlessly on repeat, the film ends with Liam Neeson's character strapping 3 broken bottles to his fist and charging at a large alpha wolf that's been trying to nibble on his butthole for 3 days. Before even a single dropkick is thrown, the screen abruptly cuts to black. This is kind of annoying because holy shit, Liam Neeson was just about to go and try and stab a wolf with his fists. Before we continue, Brad, do you remember what the name of Liam Neeson's character in The Grey actually is? Audience at home, do you know? Without cheating, let us know in the comments now. Did you get it? It is John Otway!
You're Almond, right?
Otway.
Oops, sorry bro, Otway, yeah.
Although we don't get to see the fight itself, there is a post-credits scene in which Liam Neeson's character is shown locked in a tender post-knife fight embrace with the wolf, with the fate of neither being immediately clear.
It is weird we don't get to see the fight.
Yeah, and it's really annoying when you consider that the actual trailer for The Grey kind of suggested that the film was a little bit more Taken-ish.
Yeah, I remember seeing it because I was like, oh, it's Taken with wolves.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought the film was going to be, and I'm guessing like a lot of people watching at home also thought that, and you can put some clips in from the trailer that show, oh my god, this is like, it's just Taken, but this time it's fighting wolves.
How are we gonna deal with this? We take them on, one at a time. Go! Hold on!
Like a lot of people, the thing that made me want to go watch the movie is the shot of Liam Neeson strapping broken bottles to his fist and charging at a wolf. And that's the last thing you ever see in the movie.
Don't be afraid.
It's like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, isn't it? Everyone was pissed off because...
You don't see the fight between him and Rhino. The literal last shot of the entire movie is him about to fight Rhino, despite the fact Rhino is in all of the footage and trailers for the movie. It's so annoying. I hate when movies do this, and it's especially annoying because like, The Grey is a fantastic film, but it wasn't marketed as a tense survival thriller starring this really good actor. It was marketed as Brian Mills is going to spend 95 minutes punching some fucking wolf penis. And it's really frustrating when all of the shots in the trailer of like Liam Neeson kicking some wolf dick, it's just, they're the last few shots of the entire film. Like basically like 90% of the film's runtime is just people crying in the snow. It's a great movie, but when the trailer shows Liam Neeson, an actor who at that point was primarily known for just slapping people's necks so hard they die against a bunch of wolves, you kind of want to see Liam Neeson fight some fucking wolves. And all the footage they put in that trailer is like Liam Neeson giving like really rousing speeches about I'm not gonna let no fucking wolves kill me, strapping broken bottles to his fist and charging at a wolf in the snow with a knife. It's like, oh my god, this looks amazing. Now, that's the very last shot of the movie and you don't get to see what happens afterwards. If you happen, like me, to be a fan of Liam Neeson who watched that movie and was disappointed that it never showed the fight, your day is about to get a lot worse.
So why is this getting worse?
Well, Brad, because according to the director of The Grey, Joe Carnahan, they did film that scene and they did have footage of Liam Neeson fist fighting that wolf. They just didn't put it into the movie.
Why?
Because Joe Carnahan felt that it didn't add anything to the movie. To the people at home, I'd just like to propose a hypothetical for you now. Post in the comments the last film you saw and tell me whether or not you think a 10-minute action sequence of Liam Neeson fighting a wolf would have added anything to the movie, even if Liam Neeson wasn't in the movie, because I'm pretty sure there is almost no movie that wouldn't be improved in a substantial way by just a random 10-minute long scene in which Liam Neeson stumbles onto camera being attacked by a wolf and beats it to death with his bare hands. Like, I want to see that in every movie I have ever seen. I want a scene in Jurassic Park where they look out of the window at the dinosaurs and they look over to the other side and they're just in a field, Liam Neeson punching a wolf. I want it in every goddamn movie. I want Toy Story. I want, in the middle of Toy Story, smash cut to just live action footage of Liam Neeson fighting a wolf. And it's like, yeah, I'm down with this. I'm happy with this. Like, the next Marvel movie people go watch, the post-credit scene shouldn't be a stinger for the next movie. It should just be, now here's Liam Neeson fighting a wolf. I think Liam Neeson fighting a wolf would add 10% on Metacritic to any movie. The fact the director of The Grey, a movie starring Liam Neeson and a bunch of wolves, said, I don't think anything would have been added to this movie by showing our principal actor beating the shit out of what it basically amounts to the film's antagonist for 10 minutes. I don't want 18 minutes of Liam Neeson kicking a wolf in the penis. And when you end the movie with a smash cut to a black screen, after showing Liam Neeson charging the wolves with a fist with broken bottles on it and a knife, and you think, that's it, that's the ending of my movie. Like, another 10 minutes of this is like, no, the audiences don't want that.
So why did Carnahan think it would have like ruined the film?
Well, because in his opinion, the emotional climax of the film was the shot immediately prior to the one where Liam Neeson charges at that wolf, where he mournfully picks up the wallets of like his dead friends. He felt like at that point, like that's the climax of the movie. That's where like, we just see this man just overcome with grief, just realise I'm gonna die and I'm gonna go down swinging. So he felt like the fight was like pointless to show. Which yeah, you can kind of get that. I understand like I want this film to like that's a great end to the movie. Maybe like don't film an extra 30 seconds where you show him running up to punch the wolf, because audiences were kind of pissed off about that, because the number one complaint from test audiences was that the movie didn't show the fight. If, like Carnahan said, the emotional climax of the film to him was when Liam Neeson realised that all his friends are dead and that's just how he's going to die, end the movie there. End the movie with Liam Neeson's character looking up, seeing that he's surrounded by wolves, and then cut to black. If you cut to black as he's about to charge this wolf, intent on punching it to death, and then don't show Liam Neeson's character trying to punch that fucking wolf to death, people are going to be kind of pissed off. And I think that's probably the reason like, I was really annoyed about that, because that shot's in the trailer, and it's literally the very last shot of the entire movie. Don't show that. It's so frustrating. And they'd have ended it with him just looking up and seeing like 25 wolves surrounding him, and then it ends, it's like, no wonder they didn't show that. That's a brutal, awful ending to this movie. That's just going to be a man getting ripped to pieces by wild animals. When you see him like going Wolverineing it the fuck up, like, I'm going to take on this wolf and become the new alpha, that's the ending I wanted. When you see that, I'm thinking, oh, it's not a guy being overcome with grief accepting his fate. That's the guy who's like, if I punch this wolf to death, I can become the new alpha, and then I'm the master wolf. And that is so baffling that he would say the emotional climax of the film is that moment. So why film for another minute after that? Why did you have all that extra footage if you weren't going to put it into the movie? And if you weren't going to put it in the movie, why did you film the fight scene and then not include that as well? Despite overwhelming feedback from every test audience who saw the movie saying that they wanted the movie to end with a sick death match between Brian Mills and a giant wolf, instead of a depressing shit show where it's revealed that the main character's wife is dying of a terminal illness, something that's doubly depressing when you realise that Liam Neeson's actual wife in real life had died a few years before filming the movie, the director heroically decided not to change the ending.
Did they ever release it as like a DVD extra?
No. And this is where it gets really annoying because the director said that they would. And he mentioned in several interviews that they did film the scene, but as I mentioned, he didn't want to include it in the film because he didn't feel like it added anything to it. And we've gone into how ridiculous that is. But I get it, he's a director, it's his artistic vision. Even though he said he'd include that scene as a DVD extra, when the DVD was released a year after he mentioned that in an interview, it didn't contain that scene. And to make things even more annoying, the director then tweeted out a preliminary storyboard of that scene showing Liam Neeson's character punching the alpha wolf right in the dick hole. Like, oh yeah, I'm not going to include it as a DVD or Blu-ray extra, but here's a shot of how cool it would have looked if I did. Isn't that great, guys? Like, why would you even bother doing that if you don't think it's important to the movie? If you don't think Liam Neeson's fist fight with that wolf's important to the movie, why the fuck did you even film it? Did he film that, watch it and go, this is cool, but can we not just end it with a shot of him finding out his wife's dying? Like, it's his artistic vision. He's well within his rights that I don't feel like it's the fitting end to the movie. But when the major complaint from every person other than him who saw the movie is, I'd kind of like to see that fight. And then he's like, well, we've got footage of it. Oh, can we see it then now? So the next time you watch The Grey, just remind yourself that the only reason that film doesn't end with Liam Neeson fist fighting a wolf is because the director didn't feel it was necessary, which means you probably wouldn't be interested in my pitch for a sequel starring a 30-foot tall CGI Liam Neeson riding a giant wolf made of other wolves into heaven to beat up God and get his wife back. So Liam Neeson's a great actor, he's been in a lot of good movies, but I'm going to guess a lot of people watching this know him as the guy from Taken. So I would like to now propose my idea for a movie. Do you know that? What cinematic universes and crossovers are all the rage now? I want to see a crossover before all the actors get too old between the Taken universe and the John Wick universe. Because apparently they're making a John Wick expanded cinematic universe. Yeah. They need to get Brian Mills in there. And as well, I want to see Denzel Washington's character from The Equalizer in there too. Because, and this is one of my favourite bits of the movie, The Equalizer and John Wick were filmed around the same time in the same location. So they have a lot of the same extras in them. Which means that if you watch those movies back to back, it just looks like one Eastern European gang has the worst fucking weekend ever because they somehow simultaneously piss off John fucking Wick and Denzel Washington's character, whose name I don't unfortunately remember. But oh my god, that gang has the worst fucking weekend pissing those two guys off. So I think there is so much opportunity there to just combine those two universes. And then bring in Brian Mills as like, oh, he used to be ex-CIA. There's this guy, this assassin who's back. Get him in. Who else can we get into this movie, Brad? Because there's been a lot of these, like, get an old-ass actor and turn him into an action star because it's funny now.
Is this not just going to be like another Expendables?
Yeah, but the Expendables isn't great. Like, the Expendables is like a throwback to like 80s action movies and that sort of thing. It's a homage in a sense of that. Also, this is a very distinct genre of movie that only came out after Taken. And it is, we got an actor who's really old and just turned into a fucking badass. And I want to see those movies. It's really annoying because I think the Expendables handled it so poorly, where people want to see movies with all these actors on screen at once, and they watered it down so much and tried to like emphasize, especially in the third one, oh, here are the new action heroes, and there are no real new action stars. Yeah. You know, save probably Jason Statham. They've been doing it for 10 years.
Because people don't want actors anymore; they want characters.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating for me to watch that movie, especially the third one. They try and introduce all the new characters who have no charisma or like established screen presence, because it killed the idea someone in Hollywood had for the female version. And the female version would have obviously like Uma Thurman, like The Bride, Sigourney Weaver. It would have had Linda Hamilton from Terminator. And I was like, that sounds fucking amazing. And we're never going to get that. Yeah. And it's like, it killed like all the other ideas they were going to have. Oh man, Helen Mirren from Red. They could do it. Yeah. They could do that movie. And like the idea of getting famous big name actors, like, fuck it, come on, I want to do an action movie with these dudes. Like, get John Wick, get bloody Liam Neeson in this movie as well. And we're never going to get that now because...
The problem with those kind of combined universes is they've happened mostly in horror and they're shit.
They are usually, yeah.
So people probably don't have any faith in
It's
the genre.
more just, I want to see a movie with like all these big name actors in it, and the Expendables kind of like ruined it by trying to say, oh, here's the next generation. It's like, no, none of those people in that movie have really, you know, like done all that much in Hollywood to establish why they should be sharing the screen with Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. And it's frustrating for me because I want to see like the Kung Fu version. I want to see the movie starring like the guy from The Raid with like Tony Jaa and all these other people, because I believe they did make a movie like that. I believe the guy from The Raid did team up with Tony Jaa for one movie. But I want it to go further. I want to get Jackie Chan in there as well. I want to get all those, actually. I want Scott Adkins in there. I want all the motherfuckers. I want all the warriors.